Greetings and salutations, everybody. You know who it is. It is the one and only Anthony Velvet Hall with none other than my broadcast partner, off the imitated, never duplicated, N.E.F himself, Mr. N.E.F in the building. N.E.F, what's going on, man?
Super dark on my end, but we here.
Hey, that's what's up. We keep it blackety black.
Blackity black.
Blackety black.
Not my usual setting, so whatever.
Hey, it's cool, man. It's cool. You know, we still in the building. Everybody, welcome to the Planet Velvet Pro Wrestling Podcast. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been here, man. We've been off doing the whole movie star thing. And this guy's a bigger star than me. If you looked at the call sheet, he was higher on the sheet than I am. So I'm happy to be in his presence, getting some star power here with the one and only N.E.F. You know, N.E.F is a guy who is out there doing his thing. And I'm sure a lot of you know that N.E.F is on Spotify. So if you are a Spotify subscriber, or even if you aren't a Spotify subscriber, please be sure to go to Spotify and check out N.E.F's song. Man, make some really good music. Songs like When I Get to You, songs like Put It Down, and songs like the legendary Hell Yeah. Absolutely. So be sure to check out N.E.F on Spotify and all your other streaming services. I think he's on StreamYard too. But trust me, not StreamYard, but SoundCloud. I think he's on SoundCloud too. So be sure to check N.E.F out on Spotify and SoundCloud. Now that we are here and we are doing what we do, we got to jump right into it. But before we do, we got to make sure that you guys be sure to follow us at PVPW Podcast on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Twitter. All right? Y'all be sure to check that out. So now that we got that all said, let's jump into it. All right? First order of business, the AEW World Championship has been filled. And for the third time, Jon Moxley is the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Jon Moxley defeated Bryan Danielson in the tournament final to win the vacant championship. N.E.F, Moxley is a 3-time champion. How do you feel about this?
I feel like AEW took a moment and said, we fucked up. So the only thing you could do is make it right and give it back to Jon Moxley. It was just, I mean, come on. Like, we couldn't give it to anyone else but Jon Moxley. He has been holding it down. The way he lost it, the momentum that he had, it made no sense to take it off of him, especially for CM Punk. And I think they just came to the realization, like, yeah, we messed up. Let's give it back to the rightful owner and keep it moving. So they did the right thing. I mean, it could have went either way for me, and I would have been happy with it. But for Jon Moxley, I think the momentum is back on his side. Let's go ahead and ride that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think that no pun intended with the title changes that have been talked about. I think they've done some damage control, even though that's in a completely different organization. But I think they've done some damage control, and I think they're finally trying to put that entire situation behind them, because the rumor mill says that CM Punk has not only been suspended, but there's a very good chance that the remainder of his AEW contract will be bought out and he will not return. You know, inside I'm smiling right now because I enjoyed the CM Punk moment with him returning and all that. It was a great moment, but it just seems like all of it was for naught, you know, with all this stuff happening. And it just, like, right now, I think this is probably the best move for them, to just buy him out and forget about him and move forward. N.E.F, what do you think about that?
I mean, unfortunately, I feel like, when you come off an injury or anything like that, I think with CM Punk, he has a history of getting addicted to pain meds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that could have played some kind of role or some kind of part in just him just being all over the place. It was best for business that they just go ahead and part ways. Buying the contract out, that's wild. That's wild. I don't think CM Punk gets another shot or chance in any wrestling organization. It's just, I mean, you called it since day one that it was just a risky play. That CM Punk is real. It's a gutsy move. You take a chance at ruining your locker room, and he just comes with baggage. And during these times, when you gotta go, you gotta go. So I'm not mad at it. Best of luck to CM Punk, but I mean, great return. Ride's over.
Pretty much. Our good friend Michael Brown has an opinion about this entire situation, and he says his return was shorter than his UFC career. Wow, that's crazy, and it's kind of hard not to argue that. I mean, he actually accomplished more in his AEW return, winning 2 world championships, and then just I don't know. It was just like I said, it was a bad decision all the way around just to invest in him. He started to get the Jeff Jarrett reputation. You put him in a position that's high profile with the spotlight, and before you know it, he goes into business by himself or for himself. Triple H called it years ago, and man, we thought it was just a work. You know what I'm saying? Storyline, but damn if he didn't nail it. That's crazy, man. That's bananas. So, needless to say, that was not the only world championship change in AEW. No, no, no. Because at the beginning of Grand Slam, there was another world championship that was fought for. Claudio Castagnoli defended the Ring of Honor World Championship against Chris Jericho. And for the 8th time in his career, Chris Jericho became a world champion, defeating Claudio Castagnoli. Now, this victory was met by the internet with all kinds of disdain, because everybody was thinking, Claudio was the guy. You put the rocket on Claudio's back, and eventually, if anything happens to become a Ring of Honor where it's a standalone organization again, Claudio's the face of the organization. But now you just drop the belt on Jericho, and everything's just, So, I'm hoping that there's a bigger picture at hand, and I'm kind of thinking I know what it is, but yeah, I personally have no problem with the whole thing. I'm all about the emotion, about the reaction, and they sure got a reaction out of everybody with Jericho winning the championship, the Ring of Honor championship, in a not so honorable way. So, N.E.F, Chris Jericho, 8-time world champion, his match with Claudio Castagnoli. Give me your thoughts, man.
I mean, let's be clear. Chris Jericho is at the tail end of his illustrious career. I mean, come on. This man has been wrestling for 30 plus years. People fail to, to even think about how old he is. Chris Jericho is 51 years old, ladies and gentlemen. 51 years old. And is still putting on great matches. Is still a part of this business, and people still love him to this day. Love him or hate him, he's still a legend in this business. I got nothing but respect for Chris Jericho, and I think for the tail end of his career, to make him a champion once again, it's perfect for me. I mean, they have all the time with all their younger superstars to shuffle the deck and put somebody else over the top with the Ring of Honor championship. But when it comes to Chris Jericho, let's give the man one more run. Let's I think that's the end goal right now, or the end game. It's to just make him a champion and let him finish this thing out. I'm not mad at it. Chris Jericho's a legend. Me, that's my guy. He's on top up there with Rey Mysterio, like I talk about all the time, as far as just people that introduced me to wrestling. So I got nothing but respect for Chris Jericho. That's the man.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to Rhonda Walton. Rhonda says, "Hey guys, what's up, Rhonda?
Hi,
Thank you for
Rhonda.
checking us out. Thanks for checking us out as we continue to talk about professional wrestling or sports entertainment, because a sports entertainer just won the Ring of Honor World Championship." That's crazy. But now that we're talking about world championships, we got to talk about the meat and potatoes of world championships. We got to talk about the industry standard, which happens to be the WWE Unified Universal Undisputed Universal Champions. Got so many freaking names, I get them mixed up or whatever. But the Undisputed Universal Championship. And as we know, that WWE Crown Jewel will be taking place again across the pond. And a main event has been named, ladies and gentlemen. Roman Reigns is set to defend the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship against internet star turned WWE superstar, Mr. 30 million followers himself, Jake Paul. we were actually talking about this between takes, between scenes on set last Saturday night. And everybody has an opinion. I wish Rodney was watching right now because I would love to hear Rod's opinion about this. I love him to express it uh in long form. But Neff, talk to me, man. Jake Paul challenging Roman Reigns for the undisputed championship.
Look, that's just where we are right now. It really is where we are. When we talked about it on set, it was like one of those. What are they doing? Like this is such a low card thing. He don't deserve it. Stuff like that. Like this is the entertainment business, and this is WWE. Like they knew the plan, bringing Paul in, and knew that the only way to keep him relevant or to keep him up there is to give him big matches. I mean, we talked about what the match might entail. We talked about if it would be just a straight beat down from Roman, like, I can't believe y'all put me up against this dude, or if it was going to be an actual good match. Me personally, I believe it's going to be a solid match. Will it be, one of those matches to remember? For Paul's sake, he better hope so. He better put on the match of his life. And I think it's a play to really get him over. You're going to have all eyes on it. It's going to be, it's promoted heavily. And it's just really going to depend on how the match goes. It's going to look I hope it doesn't look very amateurish from Paul, but Roman's going to have to test him and really take him to that level if they want to try to put him over. So as far as being entertaining, I hope it's entertaining. I believe it will be entertaining. I'm not a fan of the press conference that they put on. I felt like that was very UFC-ish kind of way, or kind of like, like I didn't too much care for the press conference, but for, the fans of Paul, they had to do it in that kind of way. So I don't know. I got mixed feelings about it. I know the locker room is pissed about it. A lot of other people felt like they should have been, in title contention before him. But Roman is on that level of, I'm going to destroy everybody that walks through these doors. And Paul just happened to be that person to walk through the door. So
I got you. As you may notice at the bottom of the screen, we do have our ticker. It's Roman Reigns versus Logan Paul, as I was corrected by a very good friend of mine, Matthew Eubanks, who said, I thought it was Logan Paul. Man, you know what? I get those Paul guys mixed up.
Did you say Jake Paul?
No, it's Logan Paul.
No,
I don't know, man. Look, I don't know who's boxing. I don't know who's wrestling. Man, I don't know which is doing which. I really don't know.
See,
man.
But this is the point. If you said Jake Paul, that's why I've been saying Paul. Damn it.
Oh man, you know what? You are so right. And here's another comment from a good friend of ours, Michael Brown, who speaks on the situation. Says that is definitely crapping all over the talent when it could be, say, Finn Balor should be challenging for it and getting a better run at going for the title again. Well, to me personally, the way I see it is like Finn Paul versus Roman Reigns. I mean, Finn Paul. Good God, Finn Balor.
Good God,
Finn
man.
Balor versus Roman
Where's
Reigns.
your teleprompter?
Yeah, I know, right? And I got one too. That's crazy. But Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns, it's happened on pay-per-view already. It's already happened. Roman Reigns has defeated the Demon. So I really don't see Finn Balor challenging for the championship anytime soon. But as far as Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns, you got to think about, and this is something I was talking to Rod about. Logan Paul, 30 million followers, right? 30 million followers. Over the last, I guess, decade, WWE has really, really tapped into the the Punjabi, or more, not just the Punjabi, but even the market over there, or wherever they're having Crown Jewel at. Where they've had Crown Jewel, where they've had Super Showdown, whatever the show is called. They've really tapped into that. And right now it's not just, Logan Paul is a guy who has shown us, that he I don't know if he could string together a watchable match. he can perform some spots like crazy. You know what I'm saying? With the right coaching. Actually having a match that we can sit back and go, oh man, this is a pretty good match. We looked at his match with, the Miz. We were like, man, those are some really good spots. He can execute. He's athletic. Whether he can put a match on that can gauge the attention of people and keep it beyond this press conference where we're looking at him and Roman face to face and we're going, okay, well, here's a match and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if he's able to do it, but we will all find out at Crown Jewel. And just imagine if Logan Paul puts on the kind of performance that actually, inspires a rematch. Just think about it. Just think about win or lose, because I personally don't think he'll win. I really don't. Win or lose, just think of the wins that WWE could get as far as business goes, because the whole situation with Paul and WWE is all about learning from each other. WWE has struggled so much in trying to connect with people nowadays, and you can blame that partly on Vince McMahon because he was stuck in his ways. Now that he's out the picture, Triple H is more open to try to find new ways to market that product and touch a lot of other people. So now they have an opportunity to get more eyes on them. And the demographic that they want to capture more than anything else are part of the 30 million followers that Logan Paul has. So it could be a win-win on all levels. So I'm not going in this thing expecting anything.
I tell you what, though. If he throw one of those Melissa McCartney identity theft throat punches again on somebody like he did Sami Zayn, it's gonna be a shitty outcome for him. Look, there's no expectations going into this match. It really isn't. I think for me personally, I just want to see if he's going to be able to match Roman's intensity. If he can match his intensity in a way and can carry, I mean, we're talking what, a 25, 30-minute match if Roman let it go that long.
Right.
I'm interested to see. And I think that's where all the eyes will come from, is just to see what you're capable of. And he's got to pull every trick out of his bag to really make it something to stand out, to be talked about. And that's the whole purpose right now. That's all they're aiming for, is can you put on something to make the fans say, okay, I can rock with him in the WWE and moving forward. This is his match. If it doesn't go well for him, then back to the hate.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, fans, this is a lively conversation. We still got a lot for y'all, man. So what we are going to do is what we usually do around this time, and that is take our first commercial break. Stick and stay. Don't go away. This is the Planet Velvet Pro Wrestling Podcast.
When you see your wife, how does she make you feel?
She's peaceful. Trip to paradise.
This is the Boozerweight, Matt Sexcells, and you're watching the Planet Velvet Pro Wrestling Podcast.
My guy. Yeah, shout out to the team too. Shout out to 480 Films. They had their independent screening last night, and I heard it went well. Shout out to the team, to the family, doing big things. They got a great reception and everything. Everybody loved it. So more to come.
Absolutely. I saw that on social media last night where 480 is mostly known for doing television series and feature length films. This time they actually, embarked on doing a short film, and it was very well received at a film festival last night. So shout out to the great triumvirate of 480, T Ty and Rod, doing their thing. And like Neff said, more to come, more to come. Just scratching the surface. Y'all be on the lookout for 480 Entertainment. All right, because this is what we do. So anyway, as we continue to delve into the last couple of weeks of professional wrestling, we go back to AEW's Grand Slam. And something that happens to be long overdue in the minds of many a fan actually happened as the Acclaim won the AEW World Tag Team Championship from the team with a name I wasn't too fond of, Swerve in Our Glory.
Swerve.
Yes, Swerve in Our Glory. The Acclaim won the championship, true enough, but a lot of people are really, more than anything, wondering about the future of Swerve Strickland. Your thoughts?
Take me back. Swerve Strickland, what happened with Swerve?
Well, see, the thing is, there's been a lot of moves in AEW with the new, with Malachi Black left AEW. Buddy Murphy or Buddy Matthews, the rumor is that he's going to be going back to WWE, but he's taking some time off. That's a tweet that he left. And now there's a lot of speculation about the future of Swerve in AEW. Now that Hit Row has returned to WWE. So a lot of people really don't understand what Swerve's what his future endeavors might be. Is he going to remain with AEW or is he going to go back to WWE? Which move do you think would be the most beneficial for him?
Stay where he at. Stay where he at. I mean, it's things changing in AEW right now. With a lot going on. I mean, from suspensions to, just a lot of backstage stuff. And we also talked about Tony Khan and all that stuff. So there's definitely something going on there, where it wasn't even hell. Like, I can't. Like what? Maybe a month ago, we were riding high on AEW. Like they got the formula, they got something going. The wheels are turning. That train is about to take off. And then you take 10 steps back with everything that's been going on recently. So I think they're just trying to readjust, try to realign their vision for the company with also what the fans want. Because they're learning quickly that the fans need to dictate more on outcomes or what they want to happen just to keep the interest. When you go against the grain, you lose a few. So I think they're just trying to readjust. And shout out to the Acclaim. I mean, well deserved. I think it was a fan favorite. So. We'll see where it goes from here, but definitely AEW is in quite the pickle. They're in quite the situation here.
Yeah, the Acclaim. It was good to see them finally win the championship. You really didn't know which way it was going to go. And there was a miscommunication between Swerve and Keith Lee. So Swerve does, and which kind of led up to the championship changing hands. So if Swerve does return to AEW, maybe that's a situation that can probably be addressed. Him and Keith Lee, maybe there's a split coming. A lot of people watching the show are very concerned with Keith Lee's health because in looking at Keith Lee, he does not look like the guy who ran Rugshot through NXT. Nowadays, he just looks old and fat. I hate to say it. Keith Lee was a phenom when he first burst on the scene. He was doing this thing in the independents. Then he came to WWE. He was racking up impressive victories and looking impressive in the ring. Now he just looks, I don't know, like a match with him and Otis, I don't know. I don't. Keith Lee's not the same guy that he used to be. And it's showing. It is really showing. As far as the Acclaim goes, man, they're the popular tag team. I can't wait to see what kind of and I really would hate to see them like drop the belts immediately because that sounds more like everybody was into the moment. I don't know what kind of reign they'll have or whatever, but I'm interested to see what the Acclaim will do as AEW World Tag Team Champions. Michael Brown hits us with a comment that says, "Swerve back to Hit Row. WWE needs more factions." Neff, do you agree with this? That told me everything I
I
needed to
mean,
know right there.
yeah, I mean, yes and no. Uh, yes and no. Only because I mean the factions at WWE they know what they doing, man. They know what they doing. Um, and the formula hasn't changed. I don't think. I mean the factions are working well in WWE. I mean, make more. Uh, I don't know. I'm on the fence with that one.
Yeah, me too. I don't think they need more factions. As a matter of fact, I think Swerve does not need to be back with Hit Row, honestly, because
Yeah.
when Hit Row was in WWE doing that thing, it just looked like swerving him. Like seriously, that's what it looked like. You had Top Dollar, you had the female in the group, and then you had the other dude. Like outside of that, I really didn't know what any of them could do. I knew Top Dollar was a heck of an athlete.
Yeah.
The female in the group, she was well, the woman in the group. I'm not gonna say female. The woman in the group, she was a rapper, and the other guy, just I don't know what he did, and I still don't know to this day. And you keep Swerve out of the equation and put them in certain situations, we can at least learn their names because I don't know who the hell they are. To be honest with you, besides Hit Row, that's all I know about them. I know Top Dollar and the other two. That's all I know them as. I don't even know their names. So Swerve coming back to WWE, I don't think so. If he does come back to WWE, he doesn't need to be with Hit Row. That's just my personal opinion. So, Marcus Daniels, my buddy, Phenom.com says, I think the Street Profits are getting ready to turn heel. I don't know. I don't know. Because a couple of weeks ago, we were saying the Street Profits are, headed for a split. So I don't know what to say about the Street Profits turning heel or whatever. Our buddy Minton B-Fab. That's the woman in Hit Row. Thank you, Minton. I appreciate that. Wow, this is it's crazy. Yeah, man. Minton is in the building, man. You know it's official now. You know
Official.
Yes, it's official. All right. Speaking of tag team championships changing, ladies and gentlemen, the long-awaited WWE Women's Tag Team title change happened when Io Shirai and Dakota Kai, along with Bayley, now collectively known as Damage Control, won the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships from Raquel Rodriguez and her partner, Aaliyah. So, with this being said, do you think that WWE is going to speed up the return of Sasha Banks and Naomi?
I mean, they oughta. They oughta. What's gonna be interesting though, because we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, as far as Bailey's condition. She's put on a little bit here and there, but she still kind of don't look all together to me personally. I think it's still some lingering effects. It might be some little doubt that runs with her. But I'm interested to see if they're gearing up for a Sasha Banks and Naomi's return. I think it would make sense. Raquel and Aaliyah was a good little setup. Give two people that we didn't think would work the championships for a minute, and then go more into that trio kind of like group kind of thing. That way you can kind of have other entities as far as two women and then somebody else, so that you got that third person that can create that rivalry between each other. So I like them with the belts right now, only because it gives that feel and gives that vibe of, like, say, the whole manager mindset behind them that can kind of just keep the mouthpiece and be able to go off and do her thing. But yeah, I want a Sasha Banks and Naomi return. For whatever gut reason and feeling I have, I think that they're gonna try to slide Bayley a championship too, only for the look of WWE, and that's having the Usos and Roman and all that championships over there. Now you got a women's side that has both tag team championships or in a world championship between them three. So it's interesting. I mean, we already said, Aaliyah is the best tagger in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like she's she's gonna go down for the best, being the best tagger in the game. I mean, Raquel was right there in the corner, ready at any given moment. So they'll also be back in the fold too. So because I think they had something. So
opinions on Bayley are far-reaching, as Minton has said. Bayley seems to be uncomfortable with this current role, in my opinion. And our buddy Phenom.com also says Bayley wants a faction. She has always wanted to start one.
Yeah.
You get that feeling. You really do get that feeling.
I think I think she's happy. I think she's happy where she is. With leading that group, and I think she's good. I just feel like there's something off with her in-ring stuff that is kind of coming more and more visible, as far as her timing, as far as her coordination, as far as her bumps. It's just a little shaky to me, but she'll be all right.
All right, I got you. Now we are waiting on Sasha to return. We are waiting on Naomi to return. But
I'm waiting on Charlotte.
Huh?
I'm waiting on Charlotte.
Yeah, we're waiting on Charlotte to return too. We all are. We're all waiting on Charlotte. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We did get a return. We got a return, but not in WWE. We got a return in AEW. That's right. Saraya debuted in AEW. The former Paige is now All Elite. And with that, I have to ask, with all of the people who have come into AEW with mixed results, and especially with the whole CM Punk thing, what do you think Saraya's chances of success in AEW are? N.E.F?
That's tough. That's tough. I feel like they did her a disservice in WWE. I think that she had a lot left to give, even despite the whole injury and all that stuff. Like, I think that she still had some in the tank. And then they put her in the back, just doing, just keep the locker room intact kind of thing.
With her history, I'm not sure you would want her to keep the locker room intact.
Look here. All right. Look, this is not what we gonna do. Okay, this is not what we gonna do. Okay, I try to keep it professional. Okay, I try to keep it in ring. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going between the ropes. This is a new day.
Why did you say this is a new day? I'm just saying. Thank you, Nip. You just see that is why we gel like we do. I'm just saying. I said she shouldn't keep the locker room intact. You said you try to not only keep it between the ropes, but this is a new day. Oh, yes, it is. I'm about to go make me some pancakes after this.
Look here.
She's flapping all jack, brother.
It's something you can't shake, all right? It's something you can't shake. So I understood keeping her behind the curtains, you know what I'm saying? I understood keeping her behind the curtains, but AEW is gonna be able to kind of give her, that fresh breath, and hopefully, man, because I mean, you're talking about at her peak, man, just in-ring performance, just super talented. And it's unfortunate how all that got turned around. I mean, but I mean, that's the business. I just hope that she can give us a couple good matches because we all know how serious her injury was. And I mean, that was career ending from what they said that, she wouldn't be able to. But she's overcome a lot. So I think that if she can at least give a few good moments, then I don't think a run is in the cards for her. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a new opportunity for her, so it's going to be all up to her. I mean, because she has plenty of opportunities with the talent that they have over there to really do something and make a mark for herself. So I think it's a great pickup for AEW. And again, that's them just, getting themselves back on track with things.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will take another commercial break. But when we come back, Neff's going to shoot on conspiracy theory. And yours truly will shoot on a topic of my choosing. And I'm thinking you'll definitely want to stay listening to this one. Stick and stay, don't go away. This is the Planet Velvet Pro Wrestling Podcast.
I mean, this is not the MySpace age, Dad. We need to use social media to our advantage.
She's still missing.
Well, then you should know I'm going to stop at absolutely nothing until I find mine.
Oh, should I wait with you? You know, it gets pretty dangerous out here this time of night.
Why can't her mother watch her? Hell, why can't she watch herself? She's a teenager.
Good choice of words.
Excuse me? You're right. Who wants a case of the bitch?
Excuse me?
Hey, baby.
I found his address.
So you all been thinking about this for a while, huh?
You gonna act like you don't hear me? Oh, I got something for that. Freeze!
You are my life.
Yeah, well, you have a funny way of showing it.
Hey, Captain!
Charles Reedon, computer specialist. Think you guys have him labeled as the Grant Park killer.
The war is just beginning. And the bad part about it, they won't even see it coming. What's your fixation?
It's always fun to watch Neff just mark out for that punch in the face. That was a crazy punch in the face. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Fixation 2 Uprising, which you can see on Tubi. Be sure to check that out. And when you have an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, please be sure to jump on the World Wide Web or the Super Information Highway or Silicon Valley, or whatever they're calling it today, and head over to atlhottest.com. And be sure to vote for yours truly, Anthony Velvet Hall, as ATL's hottest actor, ATL's hottest author, and ATL's hottest online personality. Be sure to make that happen. For everybody who's voted, thank you guys so much. For everybody who hasn't voted, what are you waiting for? Jump online and make that thing happen, okay? So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do what we always do around this time of Sunday. We're going to ask N.E.F to do that thing that we know he does oh so well. And that is...
Give me that.
Hell yeah. You know.
Give me that.
Hell yeah.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, see, I wish I had my shades. You know what I'm saying? When I have my shades, I really get in tune with my guy. You know what I'm saying? Me and him connect behind the shades. You know what I'm saying? That's just how we roll. But today I don't have the shades, which means this is going to be short and brief because I ain't got really much to say because he hasn't done much. But this is another segment about my boy, Conspiracy Theory. Here we are again. Gosh, we must be 2-3 months removed from Who's Your Daddy, but I'm still asking the question because it still has not been answered. Who is your daddy? But we have moved on from that. Now we got bigger problems. The biggest problem that we have is that we have a money in the bank suitcase carrier by the name of Conspiracy Theory that has yet to cash in that suitcase because, quite frankly, nobody wants him to. At least not right now. But my boy KO. My boy KO made a great stance. Was it last week? Yeah, because we missed a week.
Right.
But cut one of the coldest promos that is up against MJF and all his great promos he's done lately. They said that this is one of the best promos KO has pushed or promoted, whatever you want to call it. And it was great. But here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to keep treating my boy Conspiracy Theory like he is just a child in this game, even though we don't know who his daddy is. But it is what it is. It was a great promo. And for a minute, I felt compelled to say, KO, let up off of him a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But he kept going. He kept calling them out. Kept saying that you could be great or you could be like many of the ones that's walked through this door and walked their ass right out the back. Austin wasn't hearing that. And if I said Austin, I meant that. But back to Conspiracy Theory. For me, I feel like the opportunities are endless for the young man when Vince McMahon was in office. Right now, it just feels like we're just going to let this suitcase just wither on by to WrestleMania. Maybe he'll cash it in at Crown Jewel, because I had a bold prediction on set. And I said, hey, maybe Mr. Logan Paul will win and then Austin Theory will cash in. That's just blasphemy, I guess, because that just would not happen. But what if it did? That would be very interesting. What I'm more interested with is just to see when are we going to cash this thing in? He's been stopped by the likes of boxers. Hell, I think a referee stopped him one time and said, do you want to do this? And he said, no, you know what? I changed my mind. It just is what it is when it comes to Conspiracy Theory, but we're going to have to keep waiting, because the moment that he does cash in, oh, we going to throw a party. When I say I'm bringing a bottle, I'm bringing a bottle the moment he cashes in. And I'm just going to be intrigued, because I want to know, when are you going to cash this thing in? That's really all I got for Conspiracy Theory, because, again, he hasn't given me much but promos where he's getting put in this place by KO. Maybe some more will come down the pipeline and, you know, keep putting him in his place, keep forcing him to be great. But I think he's holding out for something special. I think he's holding all them the move sets and all of these great things. I think Conspiracy Theory is really holding all his superpowers in until he gets his shot. So until then, I'm going to always ask the question, who's your daddy? And then I'm going to always ask another question, when the hell are you going to cash this damn suitcase in? Who knows? That's all I got for you this week, Mr. Conspiracy Theory. Hopefully we have more next week, and I'll have my shades back on.
That works. That definitely works. Your comments have received a strong reaction from one Mr. Michael Brown, who says, N.E.F, wash your mouth out with soap. Never say Logan Paul wins the title. Never say
It was a
never.
bold prediction, okay? Look, I'm in the game of surprises, all right? I like the surprises. Surprise me, you know?
Absolutely.
Maybe Sami Zayn a turn on the group and cause him to lose his title. That is another prediction there.
You never know. You never know. But yeah. N.E.F has had his opportunity to take the floor. I'm gonna take the floor in a second. But before I do, I want to give a shout out to a very good friend of mine. Some of you may know her under her performance name with WWE. I've forgotten what it is, honestly, because I'm so used to calling her by her real name. But I want to send love and admiration to my very good friend, Aja Pereira, aka Aja Smith, aka Aja Ruffin, the wife of Mr. Leon Ruff. All right. Last night, for those of you who don't know, Aja is a referee in WWE. And last night, she pinned Nikki Ash to become the WWE 24/7 champion. So shout out to Aja for that.
Nice.
But I got to stop clapping because she lost the title in a minute back to Nikki Ash. Yes, I'm upset right now. I'm really ticked off right now that Aja, our great friend Aja, who's a former Shine Nova champion, lost the WWE 24/7 championship back to Nikki Ash just that fast. I, as a professional wrestling fan, demand a rematch. I'm talking about a feature-long, match-long rematch because it needs to happen.
There's no rematches in that.
It needs a rematch. This requires a rematch. Now that I've gotten that out of my system, let me continue to embark on speaking about professional wrestling and women in wrestling. Now, I know I've spelled her name wrong, Shayna Baszler, but it does not change the fact that I have an opinion about Shayna Baszler. Okay? Here's the deal. Recently, Ronda Rousey was being interviewed by somebody, I forget exactly who, but during the course of the interview, she says that WWE needs to get their SHIT together and put Shayna Baszler in position to do something where she can actually do something of credibility. Now, for all of you who don't know, Shayna Baszler is a two-time NXT Women's Champion. All right? Twice over, she's been NXT Women's Champion. She has the longest combined reigns or longest total days as NXT Women's Champion. She defeated a who's who in winning and defending that championship belt. All right? Now, here's the thing. She gets up to the main roster, and you predict great things for her. But the only thing that's happened is she's received one title shot, I think, well, maybe two title shots. She got a title shot at WrestleMania. She won the Elimination Chamber. She recently got a title shot against Liv Morgan, and she fell short. Now, with all this being said, here's my thing. A lot of people, just like me, are wondering why WWE has not pulled the trigger on Shayna Baszler. And it's an uncomfortable reason, in my personal opinion. But if you know me, you know I'm opinionated, so I'm going to speak my mind about it. Here's the deal. If you look at WWE throughout history and you look at some of the most successful women in WWE, what do they all have in common? Blonde-haired, straight, Caucasian women. Just that simple. Shayna Baszler is almost none of these things. She's brunette. She's openly gay, and she openly embraces her Asian Pacific Islander heritage. Right? She does. Shayna Baszler does not represent what America and WWE has programmed everybody to think is the all-American woman. But in my opinion, I couldn't think of a better person to represent a professional wrestling brand than Shayna Baszler. She is talented. And to say she's talented is just, it's an understatement. She's a great wrestler. She was a workhorse. She turned the NXT Women's Championship into what the WWE Intercontinental title used to be, the Workhorse Championship. You had to work to beat that woman. It took a lot to defeat her. Rhea Ripley was on a roll when she beat her in NXT and finally ended her reign. And it took somebody with a strong enough presence as Rhea Ripley to do that. But the reality of the situation is WWE should get over the idea that Shayna Baszler does not look like what we have all been conditioned to think the all-American woman is. She's a tough woman. She's a talented woman. And based solely on her work ethic and her merit and her accomplishments, she should receive the opportunity to not only shoot for the top spot, but to be in it and run with it. I personally think they're scared of how successful she'd be. And the fact that she doesn't look like what they would want her to look like and still be successful probably scares the crap out of WWE. I really do. But I say give Shayna Baszler a chance. She deserves it. She more than deserves an opportunity. And as I go to the chat, I look and look who I see. Mitten. As he says, it's all politics when it comes to WWE. Yeah, I can agree with that. There can be some political implications because recently I had somebody on TikTok ask me, with everything happening in WWE, why hasn't Tom Tiny Lister, the late Tom Lister, who played Zeus in the WWE produced film No Holds Barred, been inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? It's all politics. It's all politics. A lot of people don't understand that when people get elected into the Hall of Fame, it's not just an award. There's a Legends contract that comes with that. There's a cash bonus. There's an opportunity to have your own action figure. You know, in some respects, you become a brand ambassador for WWE. It's a nice trinket that you get with a brand new job within the company. So, you know, he's not alive to be used by WWE in a way that would help them promote their brand. It sucks because he does deserve an opportunity to have a light shined on him, because that's how a lot of us got introduced to him outside of being Debo and whoever he played in Thin Line Between Love and Hate and all the other movies. But he deserves that shine. Yes, it is political. It can be very political. So yeah, that's my rant on Shayna Baszler. I just say give her a chance because she deserves it, man.
Every time I watch her in-ring performance, I think of Dean Malenko.
Yeah. I mean, she's amazing, man. She's a really, really great wrestler, to say the least. This is a topic that has recently come up as of late. Bray Wyatt and following the White Rabbit. Now, I don't know the origin of some of the stuff that's happened, but I hear the numbers 923 were very popular not too long ago, and a lot of people were expecting something to happen. A lot of people were expecting a lot to happen at 923 on 923. And the only thing that happened was a commercial. Nev, talk to me about this whole Bray Wyatt thing, man.
First of all, whoever is circulating that article about spotting Bray Wyatt at the airport, oh my gosh. Where were they? Were they in Utah?
Yeah, in Utah.
Yeah, okay, so it's an article. You can look it up. Google Bray Wyatt spotted in Utah before event.
Right.
First of all, this is a black man in the line with dreads, thinner than Bray Wyatt. I said there is no way possible y'all are making this an article. He's clearly black. He looked like me. So I was like, all right, whatever. Second of all, 923. I don't know. Where did that even start? Did WWE say something, or it was circulating? I missed that whole thing. I heard people kept looking for it, and it was like, oh, at 923.
Right.
And then everybody was waiting, and nothing happened. So hey, maybe it was just to keep everybody viewing and get over that next hour of the show. Who knows? But it's becoming very, very interesting with the Bray Wyatt rumors circulating. Number one, of course, people love Bray Wyatt. My thing is that it's always so temporary with how they react to him. It's like he's there, it's a great moment, they want him there, and then that momentum shifts with him in some kind of weird way. To me, it does. So yeah, of course we want Bray Wyatt. There's even some teasing going on with the Crown Jewel poster. If you see the main poster, you can see in the background there's fireflies and there's a lantern back there. So there's little Easter eggs here and there of a return. I think whatever return that they do have planned for him will be epic. It's just really gonna have to make sense at the end of the day for them. And then I also for me, I think it's immediate beef with Judgment Day. In a way, you have to align Bray Wyatt up with Judgment Day in order for this to kind of be a strong return and then something to feed off of. We all know that Edge is, pretty much done probably up until the Royal Rumble in January. That's what we're assuming. And then he'll make another epic return at the Royal Rumble. But yeah, I want it. The fans want it. We all want it. I just don't know where Bray Wyatt is with it, or if it's just hold on to it and let's use it and have him come back like a little later. Who knows? But the momentum's there for whenever that pops.
Yeah, I agree with that. Minton has asked the question and is based off of something that another report has been floating around. As a lot of you know, Dwight Howard actually showed up to a WWE tryout earlier this year. And Minton asked Anthony Velvet Hall, do you think Dwight Howard would work out in WWE if it works out? As crazy as it sounds, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
I was trying to make sure I read the name right. Okay.
What I guess it would kind of depend on what you would consider to be working out. You know, what you would consider to be a successful WWE career for Dwight Howard. You know, it's just I don't know. It's just I see Dwight Howard having a celebrity match. That's it. That's it. I don't see him having a career in WWE. I really don't. I don't. I'm Dwight Howard, the basketball player, all for it. Dwight Howard coming through and like actually doing the whole WWE thing for a match, maybe. Honestly, I couldn't really take him seriously because he smiles too damn much. Like seriously, when Karl Malone came to WCW years ago and stuff like that, you know, he was just doing his thing, but which wasn't hard because if you know Karl Malone, you know, like in real life, he's an asshole. Anybody that knows him knows that. He's a utter piece of he's a horrible man that, you know, has just barely acknowledged his own children years ago, you know, like when they were on the cusp of adulthood. He's a horrible human being. But so it playing the role of, you know, a sphincter wasn't hard for him anyway. Dwight Howard, I don't know. I don't know. I can't take him seriously in any kind of combat sport. I really couldn't. I couldn't. He's too damn happy for me. I'm sorry.
First of all, Dwight Howard's shoulders too goddamn big. Okay, he gonna get caught up on the ropes. I don't see how this is even gonna be possible. He's injury prone too, so let's not get it twisted. That man will walk down the ramp and probably tear both ACLs, a la Vince McMahon. So look, I don't want to see it. I don't even see a reason for him to even attempt it. But hey, to each his own. I mean, if it's good for business, it's good for business. But his shoulder's too big. I can't. They sit up here. I can't take that serious. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah, that dude has the widest shoulders of any athlete I've probably ever seen in my life. Like seriously, his shoulders are wide. I mean, like wide. You do not think he's human with shoulders that wide. But yeah, man. It's been a crazy week in professional wrestling. We're looking forward to another crazy week in pro wrestling. N.E.F, tell the people where they can find you online.
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Jesse I am N.E.F Miller, or you can find me on Instagram at N.E.F 480MG.
All right. You can also find N.E.F on Spotify. That's right. You can find N.E.F on Spotify. Be sure to check out his music. Yes, N.E.F is on Spotify. Be sure to check out. Hell yeah. Be sure to check out. Put it down. Be sure to check out all his music. All of them. Every single one of them. You got a double album with Sin. And then you got your own album. When's part 2 to that solo album coming?
Addict Part 2 is coming later. There is a new album though that's coming next month. So
okay.
We're in the studio working that out right now. So I'm excited about it. So this is gonna be fun.
All right. And as you know, you can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok at Velvet478. Ladies and gentlemen, and as always, please be sure to go to atlshottest.com and vote for yours truly as hottest actor, hottest author, and hottest online personality. The polls are open. All right. That is it for us for this Sunday. Be sure to join us next Sunday where we will continue to talk about the crazy world of professional wrestling. For my man, Jesse N.E.F Miller, I am Anthony Velvet Hall, bidding you adieu. Everybody take care. We'll see you guys next week right here on the Planet Velvet Pro Wrestling Podcast.